Welcome to the Inner Circle, where we discuss the in and outs of popular culture, entertainment, crime, and politics. Welcome to the Inner Circle.
All right. Welcome to the Inner Circle. I'm your girl, Vita. You can follow me on IG, Roasty_Perez. And I do have some very special guests with me today.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I have one special guest and my usual co-host, of course. Supreme, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm feeling the vibe.
All right.
Tearing that chicken up.
You over there tearing some chicken up. All right, Chris.
He got crumbs in his bed.
How you doing, Chris?
You know me, man. I'm chilling real regular. You know, rent is due in a couple days, so this is the week I don't do much. Like a lot of y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's real, but life is good, man. I can't complain. Life is great.
Absolutely. And our special guest is here from Albany's very own Kitchen 216.
How you doing?
Kitchen 216. The shrimp just melt in your mouth. It's crazy. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's shrimp.
Look at all this food she brought us, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see. You'll definitely be able to see on the YouTube.
I wasn't gonna not come up here with the goods for y'all. I don't know when the next time I'll be back, so you know.
Thank you so much for coming too. You definitely didn't have to bring all this food, but we appreciate it. It's gonna get 8.
Wow, like 4 + 4.
All right, so we're gonna jump right into this topic.
No, please.
The food just gives me inspiration. That was off the top.
It's like energy. Here I am thinking we're gonna be sleep from this food. We over here mad hype or whatever.
No, he said like 4 from 4.
All right, so first topic the Inner Circle and Emrys are gonna be getting into today is Black versus white entrepreneurs. Basically, the question is, do you think that Black entrepreneurs are outdoing white entrepreneurs currently?
I mean, I'll start this off. This is a topic that was on my mind. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say I feel that Black entrepreneurs are taking off on white entrepreneurs in this current generation.
Oh, he's signaling us. The camera. We should be looking at.
I'm definitely going to say that Black entrepreneurs taking off, and I'm going to say that I feel that in a white culture, they're pretty much like groomed to become workers. You know what I'm saying? Go get your degree, get that job, work for somebody, you know what I'm saying? Become that CEO. I think that in the past, there was a lot of opportunities that was taken away from Black people, so we had to create our own. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to be a CEO, you had to start your own company, and you had to become the CEO of your own company. So I think that what we see now is the result of those years and years of conditioning, because everywhere I look, I see Black people taking off, flourishing, starting their businesses, doing their thing. I'm not taking nothing away from white people, you know, because at the end of the day, they still outnumber us, they still have more spending power, but I do see that Black people are starting to take off, and I'm happy to see that.
What about you, Emrys? How you feel about it?
I mean, I definitely
being one yourself, of course.
An entrepreneur. Yeah, I understand where Chris is coming from with it, but I don't think that we're I mean, if it's got to be a versus, you know, I mean, I don't think that. No, I think that we're trailing as always, and I feel like it's easy. It's gonna be easy to feel like that because we're like in the midst of something that is starting. Like this Black entrepreneurial wave, I'll call it for lack of better terms, is like we are like, you know, foot soldiers in it. Mm-hmm. So when you're all like wrapped up in it, it's everything around you, you know, it's everybody around you, but you got to realize we like this one little small part of, you know, so much going on, but it's definitely a wave. I'm riding the wave. It's definitely a wave of Black entrepreneurial strides being made. I think that a lot of times it may look like we're more eager, we're more hungry because, you know, they're sitting on generational wealth. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
we are.
Somebody died and left them something, or going to leave them something. A lot of times,
that's a good point, because that's another thing I was going to say is a lot of times their businesses are being passed down through, you know, and
you're sustaining, you know, and you're sustaining as to where I'm trying to make something happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to start
generational wealth. Right.
Yeah. So I definitely feel like you can definitely feel the hunger of what is that calling us, like Generation X or something? I don't know.
I guess. Sure.
Yeah, or the millennials. I don't know. But you can feel the hunger, or it could be another internet trick. It just feels like you can feel the hunger because we have the internet now and then we didn't before.
But I feel like we can see it just with our friends, you know, like in real life. I know like a lot of my friends have started businesses, even if, you know, they're failed. I still find it very commendable, like how we're trying at least. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, but how old are your friends?
30.
Right. It's nothing.
28, 30.
I feel like when it comes to like entrepreneurship, there's nothing like I've done things that I knew for a fact going into it that this was not going to take me to Z. You know what I mean? This wasn't going to get me to the next level. But at 26 or at 27 years old, it's nothing you're going to do that's going to finish you. It's nothing you're going to do that's going to end you. At 30 years old, it's nothing you're going to do that's going to end you. You know, so long as it's nothing criminal when it comes to entrepreneurial, but it's nothing you're gonna do that's gonna end you. So even your friends that started a business that don't have it anymore, they ain't failed. They, you know, and every entrepreneur, especially all you guys out there, all of us understand that when you're going through those processes, even the hardest falls you took, you walked away like so much more knowledgeable, ready, willing, and understanding of that thing than you came into it the first time.
Agree.
You know?
But it's funny. I'm actually sitting down thinking back right now. What if black people were always in the lead with entrepreneurship? Like, really think about, like, back in the days, like, we were the inventors. We were the ones that were we were the ones that were creating. We were the creators. If anything, like, our ideas were being taken and it were being, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, but
pirated, you know, for the most part. But when I think of entrepreneurship, I think about people creating opportunities.
Right.
You know, and the people that are going to create the most opportunities are the people that aren't given opportunities. Look at something like the Mexicans. I went to Times Square not too long ago. I seen 4 Mexican women on each corner. They were literally on each corner, and they were all selling mangoes.
Right.
And they're selling mangoes with chili powder. Now, literally, they couldn't even speak English.
Right.
Now, think about that. There's people that are able right now that can get up and they can work. They have diplomas on. They can't find a job. Meanwhile, you got these 4 Mexican ladies that can't even count to 11 in English running it up on this corner legally. Like, I feel that right now, like, the surge in black entrepreneurship is almost almost being humbled or dimmed a little bit. You know, because it's bigger than how we really see it. And I open my eyes everywhere I look. Like, I'm seeing just the urge, just people being interested in it. Just people, whether you're selling hair, whether you're selling plates, even people that are selling plates.
Yeah.
This started as plates.
Yep.
right, but
This started as plates. Years later, look at it.
right, but one thing that we do have to. Because I don't want you to get too far away from it. When you're just talking and you said that you feel like it's being dimmed. Like maybe the black entrepreneurial efforts, like it's so big, it feels so big, but it feels like it's being dimmed, like not enough light shining on it, not enough, you know. I feel I get exactly where you're coming from with that, because I feel like it's kind of like wasted resources, you know. It's like we don't have any backing behind us, you know what I mean? We don't have, a lot of times when I say backing, it's education on whatever you're getting into it. So all of us are figuring it out for ourselves. Like I'm figuring it out for my kids, you know what I'm saying? I'm figuring it out. You're figuring it out for your kids. We don't come from entrepreneurship. We don't come from.
Like
we
we're
don't
just
come
freestyling.
From. You know. So when especially like when you look around, like we'll take Central Avenue for example. Central Avenue in Albany. You guys are familiar with Albany. Y'all live out here, but y'all familiar with Albany, right?
Cool.
So Central Avenue. When you go on Central Avenue, it is a plethora of different types of businesses and different types of people. Black owned businesses, white owned businesses, Middle Eastern people, Asian people, African people, black people, same thing. It's so many different sorts and kinds of businesses there. When you go into the businesses, right, and you see like all of the Asian businesses, all of the Middle Eastern businesses, they all have like their families, they're like their cousins, or at least their people.
Yeah.
If nothing else, they have their own people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There, and then we all grew up, going to the places as we're going to school and everything like that. And then you watch this one has their stop eventually, and this one has their shop eventually, and this one goes and open up this eventually, and it all started at that when he was the cousin at the deli and the cousin who did the stocking and everything like that. I feel like the reason why our efforts feel like they're being dimmed is because we haven't learned the basics of togetherness yet. We haven't learned that. We're still out there like in this big old world, like swimming by ourselves. My cousin may work for this one, and I got people working for me that make more than my cousin do, and that one, this one, and you got people. You understand what I'm saying? You're paying people.
I hope y'all paying attention to this too.
You're paying people to help you and Imanya and you guys' ventures, and they're making more than your parents, and while you get what I'm saying. So it's like we working ass backwards. We running on. I'm sorry, we probably not supposed to curse in here, but we running on a little treadmill. So it's like, and until we sit back and we understand, like, a lot of things are bigger than yourself. It feels like I'm fighting for it feels like I want this house or I want this, and we get caught up in that, but we can't trade what we want forever for what we want right now. And what we want forever is to be good.
Yeah.
And while we're on the topic of Central Ave, I want to plug a few businesses because this is what black entrepreneurship is doing right now. If you go into that Washington Ave area, that Central Ave area, you're going to see the Yay Such Hair Studio right there, 178 Washington Avenue. A little further up Central, you're going to see Kitchen 216, black owned. Right next to 216, you got Juices Forever, black owned. Across the street, you got the Breakfast Stop, black owned. Right around the corner, you got Misunderstood Boutique, black owned. Up the block, Stickies, black owned.
Stickies,
to have so many black owned businesses in such a small, and we're all young.
Real quick, you got Will's Barbershop, you got Bricks, you have Leah's clothing store. You got Misunderstood over there. You have
Tierra's
Tierra
Bundles.
just moved up. Tierra moved on up. She went way up Central Avenue. She got access now.
And mind you, these are all young black entrepreneurs.
That's amazing.
The light need to be shined on
There's
this.
so many more. That's why I'm like
just
trying
here.
to.
That's just here.
There's so many more in that same area. You have Audra and her son. Audra just opened up the braided wig store, and her son to customize. Flex have the customizing things right next door.
I can't remember a time like this.
But speaking of that, and also while we're on the subject, because we are about to wrap up this topic, but black women are leading entrepreneurship, and I just think that is just so dope. Like,
black women are leading entrepreneurship because the world makes it easier for black women to move than they do for black women to move. So
that's the truth.
We got to be the gatekeepers.
But that's why, but that's why we got to help each other out in that aspect.
Yeah, a lot of times, like, because me and my husband, we're just as much of a part of anything. But it's always going to be easier for me to step into a room before him.
Right.
So.
And I get it. I respect. All right.
Big shout out black entrepreneurs, black female entrepreneurs, baby, Monty Stevens.
Yo,
big shout out.
I love that he shout out all the time. Shout out to Ye.
Yes.
What we doing?
Shout out to Ye. She did my hair. She did my hair, and
she did my dye too. Okay, she worked.
Yeah, she worked.
Black entrepreneurs.
But I didn't want to go on camera and be saying that because I done slept on it. I done wore it in the kitchen. I ain't,
You look good, girl. Don't worry about it.
These two don't even know they paid for the shirt.
But she did.
They paid for this Ralph shirt. Thank y'all, black entrepreneurs.
All right. So the next topic we're gonna get into is Jesus is King, which is Kanye West's new album.
Oh my gosh.
Did you guys listen to it?
Oh my God, did I?
I listened to it.
Did I?
The first listen, I will say I was kind of like, I don't really, whatever. After I listened a couple times, it starts to come around for me, and I can honestly say that I like it. It's different, of course, but I did like it, and the production was just amazing. So, but that's always with a Ye album.
I loved it.
Production's always gonna be dope. You liked it too, Chris?
I loved it, man. I know. Are you crazy? Did I like it? Of course not. I loved it. I loved it. How can you not love that album? It does
make me feel good.
We are living in an era where hip hop has no substance.
Yeah.
You look at somebody somebody like Lil Baby. Lil Baby is booming. Where is the substance in his music? And you see that repetitively. Somebody like Meg Thee Stallion, I love her as a rapper, but where's her substance? Kanye West put out a project of pure substance.
Yeah.
Substance. He's trying to lead people. He has a message.
But just not in defense of those artists, but what's substance to you is not going to be substance to somebody else, because what's relatable to you is not going to be relatable to somebody else. And I say that because Kanye album is full of shit to me, just like everything. Kanye is full of shit. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like you know, it's like. I'm not necessarily the biggest Megan fan, or I think, I'm getting Lil Baby mixed up with the Baby real quick, but I never listened to Lil Baby that much other than what's on the radio. But
don't waste your time.
Yeah, but
why do you say that though, Emrys? Why do you think it's what you say? It's
because here's the thing is, I'm on a content diet right now. Okay, which is like I'm trying to I'm really working on what's I know a lot of people getting their bodies ready this winter, but I'm trying to I want to do that too, but more so than ever, I'm on a content diet, trying to filter what's going in. And Kanye for me has just been so we can't even say it on air, but Kanye to me, he's just so full of it in every way, in the music, and half the time he ain't even writing his music, and it's just all
these things we're finding out.
It's just to me, it's just a little bit. And then Megan, it's substance for somebody, she helping somebody get through it.
I feel like you want to say something, Gibbs.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm itching.
Go ahead.
I'm scratching. You know those scratches that you scratch, but it's a little too deep under the skin, so you just scratching nothing?
Because I want to know specifically what did you guys take away from Kanye's album, if that's the case.
Look,
because I didn't actually go through and listen to the album. I was just listening to things that people were playing to me, and people tend to point out the outrageous, ridiculous. Yeah. I can't believe that somebody paid for this.
I honestly feel that one of the lines that stuck out to me on the tape was when Kanye said, "I told the devil I'm on strike. I've been working for you my whole life." Something like that. A person like me, I'm not perfect. I know I might seem perfect. You go to my Facebook, you look at my pictures, my nice shirts. I know I might seem perfect, but, I'm not perfect. Somebody like me, if I try to walk in that direction and try to guide people in the right way and try to change my life, people are going to bring up my past.
Right.
Well, you did this. Who is he to say that when he used to do this? I think Kanye West is basically showing, look, it's okay that you had those years, that you did this, you did that. It's okay to change your life and get back to what you know. Kanye West, that was a common theme in the tape. He was talking about going back. Yeah. Think about when Kanye West came out. He was full of substance. He was full of messages. Jesus walks. He was talking about Christianity and these things early in his career. I think that he allowed the bright lights of the music industry to blind him and steer him off course. But now that his album Yandy, did you hear the leak? It was fire. It was amazing.
To the leak, because what? I wanted to hear the actual album, and I was hoping it was going to come out. But
he actually scrapped an amazing album to put out a project that has a purpose and a meaning, and I can respect it. Because like we said, the last show...
But he just admitted that album wasn't amazing, because he said he scratched an amazing album to put out a project that had substance.
What's that?
But you know
what? That's what a lot of people want. A lot of these artists who... Like Megan, for example, and I love Megan. People feel like Megan has the rapping ability to where she shouldn't have to be shaking her ass on Instagram and whatever extra shit that people feel like she does. I mean, I think she just be having fun and she's young or whatever. But I think a lot of people want people to just give up on, the industry demons. Just let them go. Who cares about the money? We need substance now. So I mean, I get what you're saying, but
people want that, or people like talking.
Which is true too. Because when that starts happening, I feel what you're saying.
There's plenty of people to listen to other than Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah,
there's plenty of people to listen to other than we're talking about Kanye because we're talking about Kanye. I ain't never gonna be. Kanye, I want you to put out this or that. It's somebody that likes that BS. You know what I'm saying? Do absolutely. What you do. Same thing with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People are gonna talk, but you're not gonna listen to the people that are. There's plenty of people out there putting out substance. There's plenty of people who are talking about things that are relatable to you and your struggle. If you feel like shake that ass ain't.
Is it because of Kanye's like past antics that makes it hard for us to just accept his change that he's going through, or?
Well, I'm a realist, and I know people like to make money, so that's for me.
So you think it's just another play?
Yeah,
for money?
I feel like everything that he does is to make money, and it's not like I respect or don't respect him for it. I just think that's what it is, and I don't.
What I feel like Kanye West has crossed over into this level where you become so much of a pioneer and a revolutionary that you become the villain. There was never a revolutionary in the history of revolutionaries that wasn't a villain. Yeah. Malcolm X was hated with a passion. Martin Luther King was hated with Barack Obama. We love him to death. Like, there was a time when Barack Obama, like, maybe not from the media, but he was getting as much hate from the people as, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, like, I just feel like Kanye West is on a mission. He's doing a lot of great things, and it's bigger than music, and I respect him, man. I like the project.
I liked it too. What do you have any standout tracks? I know I loved Follow God.
Follow God.
The track with oh God, what's his name?
And it's another track called Salah.
Pusha T. Oh
Salah. It's like hallelujah, hallelujah.
The production on it though, like it was just so good. Like I just feel like even if you hate Ye, like you just have to respect his production.
I keep saying it. Do you guys feel like I hate Ye?
No, but I feel like a lot of people do.
I do.
I think a lot of people
do. Me?
Yeah, I do.
Like I hate him.
I don't think you hate him because I don't see why I'm bashing him every day, all day. Like a lot of people do.
Like Kanye West is the type of person that you can either hate or you love. So if you don't love him, you have to hate him.
I didn't like the album either.
But no, I'm just saying. Like I'm just like I don't think like you hate or you love. I think there's a lot of people who don't hate Kanye and don't love him either. Like you don't like. You don't mean anything to me, like you know what I mean.
You don't affect my life.
You know, no, it's like I have an opinion about him. I think I think a lot about him, like you know what I mean. But I don't necessarily. I'm not like burn Yeezy. Like I do think you guys might work.
You're not trying to cancel him?
No, but I do think that you guys, people like who he has like this little cult interest in him, and it's like they gonna wake up one day and really be praying to Yeezy. They're gonna wake up one day and really
like
be
that already.
and really be like
if they started the Church of Yeezus,
and I love Ye. Like I'm
biased to Church of Yeezus,
but did you just hear this? So he said if they started a Church of Yeezus, he'd go.
I'll be there every Sunday. Yeah. As a matter of fact, it'll be Saturday because it's Yeezus.
Is a cult bad though? Like, because I actually had this conversation with someone today. And I don't think just a cult in general, based on the definition, is bad.
A cult with
I think that once it gets to the point where you're on that level, you just follow whatever. You just put your own morals and values to the side, and whatever this leader say, that's what you're gonna do. So that could definitely be a bad thing. But I think that
depends on who you following, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Preem, why didn't you like the album? I'm just curious.
It was okay. It wasn't like
okay, so you didn't hate it. You just didn't like it.
I don't hate it.
Nah, it was okay if he didn't like it.
Wouldn't listen to it again?
I mean, I haven't.
That's why he needs to follow God.
I wouldn't mind hearing that.
He's the number one person in the room that needs to hear it.
If church start playing "Follow God," I am there. Let me tell you, $10
at the door.
I'm up in there.
I
and
did
you
like
get
those
remakes
that he was doing on. I was seeing on Instagram. I did like those remakes.
Oh, for the Sunday service, right?
Yep.
Oh my God, he's different.
It was a different. It was. I think they like remade an Aaliyah song. And they remade like
a genuine song.
Yeah.
Anxious. I was like, is this anxious?
They was like, so anointed or something like that.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I thought that was dope. And Kanye has a lot of music that I think.
Kanye has grown on her as the show is going on.
Kanye has not grown on me. I just think he has a lot of. He has had a lot of dope music in the past. He's also had a lot. He's also had a lot of an overwhelming amount of Kanye BS and yeah,
I'll agree with that.
I'm good on them. Like for now, but it's gonna be anybody. They might put out something that you might knock till tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It still doesn't mean he's not like full of brown stinky stuff.
All right. Well, so that's 2 and 2. Me and Gibbs love the Ye album. Preem and Emrys not so much. All right, so we're gonna jump right into our last topic, which is: are men still breadwinners, and do we even care?
Oh, this is a good one. This is a very good one.
So whichever one of y'all wants to go first.
I'll start this one off.
Subject.
I'm gonna start this one off. Honestly, I don't I don't see it anymore, you know? It happens. Don't get it twisted. There are some men that are the breadwinners of the house, but I think that now that you don't really see the conventional housewife, like there was a time when women weren't bringing in any income at all. You know, they were taking care of the house, they were taking care of the children, but for the most part, on a financial level, they were liabilities.
Yeah.
You know, they sat down, they were just an expense. Now that women are working, and like we just spoke about, like female entrepreneurs are taking off, but not even just the female entrepreneurs, the females in general. Like you're seeing women get positions they never had. You're seeing more women make more than men. So I don't really think. I would say it's equal. You know, it's more so equal. But when you ask, does it matter? I want to say, to some people it may not, but to some people it does. Yeah. Because I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like my girl make bread. Mm-hmm. You know, so there might be some times. You know, so there might be some times where you might see my girl might make more than me in a week. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. I don't mind because it's all going to the same pot. But in society, we have this image of the way that the household is supposed to be. And to be honest, as a man, when your woman is making more than you, society can make you feel like less of a man. Yeah. And that's just the reality.
How you feel?
Okay, I'm sorry. Repeat the question. No, I remember.
The question is, are men still breadwinners in the home, and do we even care?
Do we care? Do we care? Are men still breadwinners? Okay, the question is so open. That's why it's kind of...
It is very open.
Let me just say this, right? Black women, let's rewind. Black women in America are the only women conditioned around the entire globe. Somebody chime in on any one of these lives and correct me. Around the entire globe conditioned to not be taken care of by their man. They're the only women. They're the only women promoted. They're the only women. They're the only woman that is. I'm not saying that there's other women that don't fend for themselves, but we're the only woman. We're the only woman. You'll never hear of a strong Asian woman or a strong. Or a strong Mexican woman or a strong white woman or nothing. You'll always hear that saying, strong black woman being promoted. Mm-hmm. It's different things behind it, but I say that to say that it's something that's created like in American society, because I don't feel like it is so much so in other places where it's just like with black women wanting to be taken care of, we are gold diggers. If you even expect the person who you procreated with to take care of the child, you're this, or you're not strong, or you're not I see it on social media all the time.
You're everything.
I see black women making memes, commenting on memes all the time that kind of like shame other black women into being okay with raising kids by themselves. Like one is going around saying like what he does is extra. You're the mom. What you do is mandatory. It ain't no other group in society that's like
that gotta see images like that.
That's like brainwashing their woman into believing that they should be the ones pulling all. But that's on purpose because they know the likelihood of you, a single black woman, being able to raise a productive, strong black man is slim to none, and they know that we as a people can't do anything without that.
Do we think that society plays a part? Because I feel like as far as the job market goes, and you're an entrepreneur, so you may not, be able to relate to this, but as far as the job market goes, I feel like when speaking to like my peers and stuff, I feel like I have a way easier time than like black men of finding a job. Like, and I feel like that's on purpose. Like they purposely make it like they're putting black women in a position to be the head of household. It almost feels like.
And now you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the same way that Emrys said that she feels that black women are the only race of women that are basically conditioned to not really, you know what I'm saying, like be taken care of by their men. I want to say that black men, we are the only race of men that our women feel ashamed for taking care of us. You can't even ask for, it's to the point now, today in 2019, that if you as a black man ask your black woman to use her car while she goes. That's a problem. Society is gonna frown
Keep it that way,
down
ladies.
upon you.
Keep it a
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was like, at
That's
the
what I'm
same
saying.
time, we're the
Problem.
only ones that have to worry about our men wanting to use our cars.
But,
Like,
I mean,
but
is
if we're
it?
gonna talk so literal about something as like, you know, your car, that's so situation to situation
Very,
to situation
very.
to situation.
And I get it, but I
we
get what
have
you're
to
saying.
talk generally about, you know, overall, and that's another thing. Like, it's not another group of people out there. There's no other man that's conditioning his daughter to go take care of another man other than our people. So if you don't like across the world, okay, so
Right.
that's like
And-
can't no woman have no respect for you that's taking care of you. That's
And now
one.
you know what? Oh, go ahead.
That's
What's
one.
two?
Let's put that out there. That's one.
Okay.
No woman taking care of you. There's gonna come a day. Doesn't matter whether she's right now and she's nice and happy about it right now. There's gonna come a day where she's gonna flip on you and she's gonna tell you what you ain't and what you can't be to her. Okay. And if you think that it could ever be any different, you know, let's just wait and see. Like.
And now you know what she said? She just now said that nobody, any other races are raising their children. To be honest, other races, other religions, other cultures, I see the women are being basically groomed to be servants to their men.
So what
I'm not saying that's what I want black women to be, but I'm saying black women are the only race of women that the thought of having to take care of a man in any way
Here's
makes
the
them
thing.
gag.
Here's
Any
the
other
thing
women,
is-
they jump opportunities like that.
Here's the thing is, other groups of people, you can't come in and get my daughter without resources to take care of the kids that y'all gonna make. You can't come in here and knock on my door and come and take my daughter anywhere. It's to the point where in other societies, they're governed so much to where as though you can't even have a separate conversation with my daughter without somebody being present to say, he's fit, he's not fit, he's this, he's that. You understand what I'm saying? So our daughters, they're out the house at 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. So, you know, with the weight of the world on your shoulders, you flock into anything. Anybody that can go half,
yeah.
you know, in your mind. You know what I'm saying? That's not the case. And I'm not saying individually, me, you. I'm talking about as a group of people. No, when you go to knock on such and such door and go to their neighborhood, you go with resources because women aren't. We don't thrive in struggle.
Yeah.
And those people understood and know that as soon as we get our people together to understand that, then we'll know.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things society that are a result of the struggle endured by black women that aren't necessarily the same way for other women as far as like black women are, you know, we're hardened.
Yeah.
We got a little chip on our shoulder. People always say, you know, attitudes or you so aggressive, you so good. Well, a lot of times, not for us in this room, but a lot of times they're carrying the kids, they taking care of the kids, they feeding the kids, they keeping the house, they buying the house, they all of this stuff, you know, on your own because, and I'm not saying that it's anybody's. All of this stuff on your own, that's gonna harden you up a little bit.
Yeah,
That's gonna,
absolutely.
you know, that's gonna have you. You're gonna have to be a little bit more. You left the house at 17.
Yeah.
You know, Sarah's father was still dropping her off and picking her up from school trips and dates and things like. You understand what I'm saying?
And now you know what?
That's mine?
The problem that I have is this. She just said that don't come knocking on the door unless you have some resources. This is the problem that I have that I see often. I see women with no resources asking men to knock on their door with resources.
I don't see that.
understand what you're saying. Look, we see it often.
I don't date women, though.
I notice women that actually usually like have things, they don't really require those things from men because they have their own. So they don't care. I see a lot of the broke women will have the craziest standards for you. You gotta have a car, you gotta have a degree, you gotta have a hairline, you gotta have a pair of Balenciagas, you gotta have, and meanwhile, you was raised on chicken nuggets and orange hot tea.
Exactly. So when at what point in time do you break the cycle? You want to go back to chicken nuggets and high C?
But whose job is that to break the cycle? Mine
It
or
is you.
yours?
It's my job to condition my kid. It's my job to okay, let's talk about if we all have our own families, because we're not coming. Well, I'm not saying we're not coming from anything, but what I'm saying is that we're gonna set the standards for what it is and what it's not. You know what I mean?
Right.
And no way, my kids ain't gonna be broke. I'm gonna see to it. My kids ain't gonna be. They're gonna be financially stable. All of that, all that good stuff, all that great stuff, right? At the same time, you can't. I'm going to advise you to the men that's suiting you should be able to take you and do what.
Absolutely.
Come on now, like afford the lifestyle that you want to. And I feel like we don't teach our kids this, and nobody's teaching us this, and most likely nobody gave that to you.
Yeah.
You understand?
You know what I struggle with? For me,
we the only ones thinking we're not good enough for
I
that.
know.
We the only ones thinking we're not good enough. Other coaches of women, and I don't want to cut you off, but other coaches of women, they don't. You even see it so much on the internet era, back to back, with all these memes that like kind of shame black women or kind of promote it into black women. You see all the black men sharing these things that say, like all this give them chances, all this build them up, all this put them together, all this.
That's what you should do.
At one point in time, are you going to teach your daughter, your sister, your cousin to recognize the signs of somebody that ain't never gonna get up?
But they tell their daughters not to look for no broke man, XYZ, but then at the same time, it's like the whole message that y'all giving off is that you want us to take care of you, or you want us to build you up, or whatever.
No, I think you're supposed to go through the trenches with me.
Well, here's my thing. Let me just make this point real quick, because as far as dating goes, I feel like my struggle is that I have a very, very good paying job. And it's like when I'm dating and I only date black men, it's like I always feel like, okay, like I don't come across a lot of black men who make as much money as me. And so it's like in my mind, it's like, oh, like, you have to have understanding of why, you may not find a black man that makes as much money than you. But it's like, should I really be thinking like that? Like, that's like me dimming my own light because they're not on my level. And I feel like it's a lot of me's out there that
do you feel like he has to make, do you feel like what about him making as much as you, or what about him making more than you is speaking to your ego? Because that's what it is.
Yeah,
what about that? Because I don't feel like a man has to make more than you.
I don't either.
Or even make as much as you.
I don't either. But people tell me I'm wrong for thinking like that. Like, no, you should want somebody who's on your level. You should want somebody, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the problem. And I'm telling you, that is a problem. That's what we see time and time again.
Yeah.
Look at somebody like me. I'm a little older. I'm 31, but I'm actually a little younger. I'm young. 31 is young. There was a time, think about it. How many guys are 22, 23, 24 years old? At 24 years old, the majority of people don't even know what they want to do in their life.
Right.
And we're being held to the standard where it's like, you have to have this much at this age or you're not. There was a time I went about 3, 4, 5 years broke, struggling. Struggling. And now you know what? I was broke. I only had 3 pairs of jeans. I didn't have a car, but I was still the same person you're looking at. I was still the same person. Yeah. So there were females that passed up on me because I couldn't pick them up and take them out. Or you know what? I couldn't afford to take them in a restaurant. I had to go. Yeah, I know they were supposed to, but now these same females I see, they're fucked up. Still waiting for this knight in shining armor with $1 million to come and save them. Meanwhile, I'm happy with somebody and leveled up. Yeah. You can't. Money, to be honest, money is one of the most shallow things to take into consideration when dealing with a person. You don't see that with men. As a man, when it comes time to pick a woman, a man gonna be like, yo, you know what? I like her, but you know what? I ain't gonna date her because she don't got no car. Yo, you know what? I like her, but you know what? I'm not gonna date her because she don't have this type of job. A man would take a woman off the street. She's broke. She don't have nothing going on. Take her in, take care of her, get her on her feet, help her get a job, and they don't feel like they're doing something wrong. I think that women, when it comes time to help men, they feel like they're shorting themselves, and it shouldn't be that way. And the races of women that you see, the other races we speak about, they don't have these problems. I'm telling you, I know people of other races, like
they don't have these problems.
Money is not in the conversation.
Because Jonathan is coming to her for the most part with his shit together. That's why they don't have these problems.
Right.
That's why they're not. That's why I'm talking about as a group, as a society, at 15, 16, 17 years old, they don't have 3 and 4 baby fathers because it is a system that we haven't learned as a people yet. That we haven't gotten it. At one point in time, we were like this. We were at one point in time, even as far as like black people being married, you know what I mean? And us at one point in time we knew that resources was the start of a family. Yeah. We understood that. You know what I mean? Your kids need something to stand on, or else we keep coming into the world with disadvantage. And disadvantaged kids a lot of time make disadvantaged kids. The best thing you can do for poor people is to not be one of them. So it's all in the same program. Now, I'm not saying that you don't go through it with me and my husband have been through all sorts of, like, me and my husband done been homeless together. Me and my husband done been without basic needs together. And it wasn't even that long ago. I'm not saying that you don't go into the trenches with each other and you don't get down and do what's necessary. There's been plenty of times that I made more than my husband, plenty of times, but I was never working harder than my husband. That's the difference. And the only thing that I'm saying is that we don't condition our girls, first of all, to know that there is a value in being a womb man. You are the gatekeeper of your womb, and everybody don't get access to it. Right. Everybody is not worthy of putting life inside of you to grow. Everybody is not worthy of spreading their legacy. Right. Whatever. And I understand that social media is the main culprit. This reality TV has got us, it's further, twisted our mind. Even the music is here to further take us away from what reality. But at the same time, a lot of times, kids from broken homes go to make broken homes, go on to, create more broken homes, one way or another. That's not the issue. It's broken homes all over the world. The issue is that we walk away from it clueless, and we thinking like, oh, it didn't work out because he cheated or didn't. No, it's set up for it to not work out. Everything is designed for it not to work out. And the only thing that I'm saying is, like, if we gonna start to reverse it just a little bit, it's gonna start with a foundation. A foundation is going to have to be resources, and your resources won't always be financial, because sometimes when my husband came to me, he ain't have nothing. When me and my husband met, he didn't even have a mattress. He was sleeping in a little, it was like a closet. It was a big closet, basically. And he lived in an apartment, him and his uncle. He was freshly removed from prison, there for over, he was home not even a year at the time that I met him. But at the same time, I'd had dudes that had plenty of money. I had dudes plenty of money, like, and people who know me know, like, I'm talking about plenty of money, like, literally fly me all over the world, like, plenty of money.
So you went against the values.
Only thing that I'm saying is that what his resources and this man itself, I never had nobody. Those guys was always willing to give you anything you want, but as far as willing to invest in me, to see in me, see something different in me. When me and him, we're talking and or you vibe with me in a certain way that you want to see me elevate. Right. We share the same values, you know what I'm saying? So he could bring something different to the table. Now, what your man is bringing to the table, it might not necessarily be financial resources today. Right. But it's a plan. It's an opportunity. It's a groundwork. It's the footwork of it. You can't be just out here.
So do you say you saw something in him? Because don't you think that's a little dangerous? Only saying, like, because people, all right, how you met your husband, it must have been something you saw in him is basically what I'm saying that made you say, you know what, like, I need to take my chance on this dude because he's going to ride with me.
I saw a couple things in them. I mean, girl, no. I saw a couple things. I seen a couple. I mean, it was a couple things. You had to get past the broke part. I can keep it real.
You had to get past the broke.
You had to get past the broke part long enough to. Yeah. You know what? Here's the thing: is when me and my husband used to go out, and he knew me kind of before I knew him because he was following me on social media, and back then I was like a woman of the world, kind of. Like, I was just, like, always going for, always on. So he looked at me, like, in a way, like, oh, I couldn't afford her. You know what I mean? He that's how he looked at me. Yeah. And, but he always tell me, like, he always knew he'd make money with me. He always said that, though. Yeah. So, I'll never forget one of our first dates, we was at Olive Garden, and we was sitting there, he was like, yo, he was like, excuse me, when we do stuff like this, he was like, this is me trying to tell you, I really want you because I ain't got it.
I remember you telling me that too.
He was like, I ain't got it.
Yeah.
And he was breaking down. This is somebody who was working at UPS. My husband's an author. So he was selling his books. He was selling his books on Amazon, doing book signings back home. He was selling his books in local businesses in Albany. He was also working part-time at somebody's clothing store. He was fixing people credit, and he was taking pictures in the club. This is all when I met him. I promise you, I used to get an hour of his time here, 30 seconds of his time. This man was still broke. So when he was telling me that, I'm just like, how you ain't never got no time, you ain't never got no money? Then he broke it down to me, like, this is how I'm trying to do something.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I met my husband, he was working in somebody's clothing store. Within 7-8 months of that, he had brought the clothing store from him. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like he was just sitting there, and then in that he made me a boss. I didn't have no money at the time to put in on that situation to go, to help him get the store or anything like that. But he made me a boss because he seen something in me. And I had a role in it. Now I'm going down to New York and I'm buying the clothes that go on in there. This was before everything was going online. You know what I mean? So little things that like let me know that he was gonna make it happen or make a way or my combined.
I think black women take chances on black men so much though. Like,
right, and I feel like not that we shouldn't, but that's the biggest issue with and why our families can't grow, because we're too eager to take a chance. We too willing to take a chance.
But I think we all think we're getting what's your husband's name?
Wasim?
I think we all think we getting a Wasim
And
when we
now
take these chances.
And now let me say, this is the concept I was just speaking about when I said there's a lot of other values besides money. You see how you said it took a while for you to get over the broke part? There's some women
in my head because I wasn't mature enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I wasn't mature enough to filter through it. So it was just like
there's some women who won't even get to that point.
Yeah.
There's some women that will come to that. I know these women. I could probably name them first name, middle, and last name, and their mother's maiden name. That will come in and see that man living however his living condition was, and that'll be it.
But
they won't even. It's like they'll be closed.
They can't be any type of woman because you gotta understand that a lot of these women is coming from. I got a different mind state because my conditions growing up wasn't the same as a lot of people. A lot of people grew up watching their mother take care of a nigga. Excuse me. Grew up watching their mother either go to work every day and he works sometimes, but he don't work sometimes. Now he drive my mother car or this is my mother apartment, but he moved in and all this stuff. It's not okay, and it doesn't matter. I understand. That's why I don't really want to go back and forth about it because it's really a lot of us are brainwashed into thinking that it's okay and it's not, and it's like a lot of us are overlooking him who could have been our stability factor. First of all, in order to climb, you have to be stable. You got to be stable. We as entrepreneurs, we take a different route. We say we gonna risk it all. We're gonna put it all on the table. You're gonna put it all on the table and bet big. I've done that. You know how I found that first spot that you helped me paint? I used to sleep in my car at that truck stop. That's how I knew where that was. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I was selling dinners out to like the extended stay, like shit, like the girl, what's her name? Juicy Lip Taylor, Shanice. She used to be my driver. She used to sell. She used to drive for me, come to the hotel, pick up the food.
That's real.
And sell a thing, and she's just a small part of my little entrepreneurial bug. Now look at her, she out there doing her thing. I'm watching her tutorial the other day on YouTube.
I was watching it too.
I'm watching and I was actually picking
she got product in 14 states, right?
Yeah, when she was telling you, when she was talking about, I never hashtag, and I done had things go viral. I done had things with 55,000 shares, and I never hashtag nothing.
Right.
When she was explaining why people hashtag and what I never knew none of that. You see me today yesterday, as a matter of fact, hit my first hashtag.
You never.
No, I never knew why people hashtag. I don't have these people around me. I don't come from business. I don't have nobody around me that's like, people might see where you go with it, but that's just all.
And now look, ladies, I have a very serious question right now. I want to know, why is it that the thought and the idea of a black woman taking care of a black man that's not doing anything so negative and so ugly and so disgusting, but the thought of a black man that's making a lot of money taking care of his black woman while she sits home and just be in a house. That's regular. Look at something like the Real Housewives of Atlanta, the Real Housewives of this, the Real basketball wives.
Half of those
These
women are not just sitting home.
I'm just saying, like half of those women literally had nothing. They used
more
their
than half
platform.
of them have nothing now, and it's fake TV. Like, let's just get that out the way right now. More than half of them actually have nothing. Like, nothing now.
But why isn't
and
it
when
frowned
they start
upon
beefing, you
when
see
black
them
men are taking care of black women? Like, why is it that? Because look, like you don't see that frowned upon.
That's in any culture, though.
You can follow me on IG.
It's good.
And no places you go on live. I like that.
In any
but listen,
culture.
but here's the thing is, like, Chris, like, I wish we wasn't on live, because if we wasn't on live, are you dead serious? Are we? Are you dead
I'm
serious?
My live damn, we go talk real.
No, I'm saying I wish we wasn't being recorded at all so we can have these conversations, because I don't like to have them if you can't have them legitimately. And I feel like some of these conversations is so like.
But what I said is valid, and you know it's true. You've seen it.
I don't think it's
Do you know
valid
what's
at all.
funny? You know what's funny? As a woman, if you find a man that takes care of you,
for that idea, we're literally dying.
As a woman in America, if you find a man that take care of you, while you could just stay home and he go out. I see the posts all the time. You know what it say? Yo, you know what? I make enough money. Yo, my girl don't gotta pay none of the bills. My girl, I'll pay this. I'll pay this.
And
now you know what women say?
There's nothing wrong with that, because those
you know
are
what women say?
situations, though.
And women say this: you're a real man. You're a real man. Yeah, that's right. You pay all the bills. Now look, flip the script. A woman. You know what? I make enough money, just like you, Avita. I don't have to. And my man don't have to pay the bills. He can sit home. I'll pay all the bills. You are not going to be praised.
No,
you
you're
are
not
going to be destroyed.
We're going to be looking at you like you a damn fool.
And now, why is that? Now, why isn't that man a damn fool that's paying all the bills for his woman that's making enough money? That's the double standard. That's the problem in our community.
Okay,
I feel like white men don't say stuff like that to white women.
Yes, but I need him to explain factually, based on our history of where we've been and the potential where we can go, why that's a problem.
Well, what's the problem?
Why that's a problem that black women? Why is it a problem that we frown on men being taken care of by black women?
Because you know
we
what?
already doing it. So why is it a problem?
Because you know what? That's a part of the reason why. If you look at any other culture, any other race, any other type of people, the black relationships are the most destroyed. Shut down.
Yeah, because we're taking care of our men. No one else, no other women are taking care of their men.
And Ella, that's what I'm saying. You're saying women. What women are taking care of their men?
Yeah, let him jump in because he ain't said nothing all night.
What women are taking care of their men?
Wait a minute. Let's say he ain't just said nothing all night.
Like, where are all these women that are taking care?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where are they?
So many. I know so many.
Men. Oh my God, it's crazy.
So many.
Yeah, right.
I got a mic right here, and I'm ready to grab her mic. Like,
yeah, I have so many.
Listen,
like,
it's not. Listen, when I need him behind the camera to repeat that so they hear, because we all started taking care of him. And every woman who watches this podcast or listens to, you think about all your cousins, or your aunties, or your uncle, think about their situation and where he would be if it wasn't for her. That's one. Mm-hmm. Think about your situation and where he would be if it wasn't for you. That's two. And what I'm talking about, as far as everybody around you, as far as we are conditioned. We're conditioned. If you want to break, I don't know how real y'all get on y'all podcast. Or not, because we can talk about it and why that's complete bullshit. And
I'm just speaking from my personal experience.
Are your parents married?
My parents were married at some point in time, right?
Okay.
My parents were married at some point in time. Before I was old enough to make sense of everything, my parents were separated.
Okay.
That being said, I have a different. Growing up, I started looking around at the people who I was hanging around with, cousins, friends, and understood that I had a different idea of what I wanted from a man versus them, because I never watched my mother take care of no man. I watched my stepfather when my father wasn't there footing the bill. I watched my stepfather do the same thing. Yeah. Okay, so the dynamics of things, and I'm not saying my mother was always. Everybody who know my mother gonna be like, Charlene, because my mother was always a go-getter. My mother was always a make a way. My mother was always a take what he got and elevate it and make it better type of woman. No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay,
I'm saying, but a lot of women come from that situation. A lot of women come from that scenario.
But it sounds as if you guys think that black women are taking care of black men. Now, look, tell me this. Just from you guys saying that, that's telling me your perception of black men. That's telling me when you think of black men and black women, you see a black woman being a mother to the black men. To be honest with you, a lot of the black women that I know that have businesses and successful are successful because of a man that came and dropped the bag. If you really want to be technical, it might not be your case, but I know. I can name them.
Yeah, but
two hands, 2 feet. And now look, get this. And now when a man dropped that bag,
my version of success.
And now when a man dropped that bag, do you know what it's looked at? You know what? You did what a man is supposed to do. That's regular. That's normal. Now, you know what? As a woman, if you was to come and take all your money and put it behind a man so he start his business, you a fool. No, if you don't see a problem with that, how can we ever grow if you feel ashamed to support me?
We're not talking about it. We're talking about it with fluff. What is success? We're talking to you saying, oh, the women that you know with successful businesses, a man came and dropped. Somebody opening up something is not a success. Me opening up something and thriving in this small realm right here is not a success.
That is a success.
No, it's not. It's easy to look at it like it's easy to look at it right now. It's easy to say that because you see it happening. You see the people coming through the door. It's not a success unless I can take it and make something happen for my kids and their kids and their kids. And until we start thinking like that, success is what success is.
I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that. Success come in levels. Success come in levels. The success that you were talking about is called the end game. Look at somebody that plays basketball. When you make it, like when you're the star player on your high school team, like you're successful. When you get that college scholarship to D1 basketball, you're successful. When you make it to the NBA, even if you're a bum in the NBA, you never get any playing time. You have reached levels of success. Success comes in levels. If you base success on the end game, nobody's going to reach success.
I get what she's saying, though.
Nobody's
like,
successful.
When you're black, it's like you have to think farther than that.
It's so fluff. Everything that we're literally brainwashed. When you this is a culture that we're in. We're in a culture where the drug dealer comes along, he gets the pretty girl and gives her money in, and she starts selling this, or she starts doing this, or she starts doing this. We see it every day when we turn on our TVs and we watch this Love and Hip Hop basketball. Because
how many black men you know took their generational wealth? Wait a minute.
Right, but when you see, we don't see it. We see it every day on these shows. I'm sorry. But listen, it's a TV. We see it every day on these shows, and we see it every day on Instagram and on Snapchat and everything like that. So it's become the cultural thing. It doesn't make it a success just because it's happening. So my thing is like, if we're gonna talk about it, when we say success, I don't know a plethora or a bunch of black women who have been funded by their would-be or soon-to-be husband, or whoever, and now they're point them out because we know successful black women.
And now you know what? Now you know what? I'm gonna go and say this right here. Oh man, I had a good thought, and that shit just slipped my head because that got me so mad.
Well, you know what? We really need to wrap this up anyway.
Point them out.
I had a real good thought. Oh my God, you were so.
Point them out. I'm gonna keep saying that. Point them out.
Real quick, do we?
That's what I was going to say.
Go ahead,
another thing too, we got to be real. This is environmental. Let's keep it a buck. It's environmental. Yeah. We are in Albany, New York. Let's just keep it a buck. Black people never had shit in Albany, New York. So get this. Imagine a black woman talking to a black man that grew up in Albany, New York, where no black people never had shit and said, I'm not going to be with you because you don't have shit. But you know what? I come from New York City. You know what I've seen? I've seen successful black people. Black people have shit in New York City. We built it. We have. So you know what? The black people out here struggle more. So I think that y'all idea and perception of black men
I don't know that many black people
biased.
in the city that have a lot, to say the truth, unless they foreign.
Black people in Albany struggle no more than black people in the city.
I went to Bishop Loughlin. My high school, the graduation rate is 99.5%. Every student graduates. Almost every student goes to college. Almost everybody that I graduated high school with in 2005, like it's dudes they're doing amazing things, big things, like I'm not talking about like minor stuff. I'm talking about like next level things.
Going to college is
but that's
not
because
like,
I've seen. Now we are in an impoverished,
and
now we are in an impoverished neighborhood. I guarantee you that if you was growing up in Atlanta, or you was growing up in California, or you was growing up in Florida, where you see more successful black men doing, you wouldn't have this perception. Y'all have this perception because the most successful people in this area leave.
Real quick, from 7th grade into 12th grade, I actually lived in Orlando, Florida, and so I don't know.
Now what?
I don't I don't see it.
You
that
don't what?
way.
Like, you don't see what?
I don't see that black people and if we're gonna say maybe small town syndrome, maybe we have a little bit of small town syndrome.
Yeah.
But at the same time, black people and the black people in the hood of Albany is no different from the black people in the hood of New York City or the black people in the hood. If we actually want to be factual and talk about numbers, they're actually not as poor as the black people in the city.
That. Do you know why?
Not as poor as the poor black people in Florida.
Because you know what? I can name 10 poor black people from New York City that went on to become millionaires. I can't name one black person from Albany that went on to become a millionaire. It's a big difference.
Millions and millions more people in New York
Can you
City.
name one black person from Albany that started off poor, then ended up with $1 million? Now they're successful, and now they're on this level.
Well, keep watching me.
It's coming.
Keep watching me.
Oh, drop the mic. Drop the mic.
That.
Drop the mic and let it make a sound.
All right.
Oh my God.
Thank you everyone for tuning into the Inner Circle. I want to give a big shout out to Kitchen 216, the owner Emrys Young, and her husband Wasim Young.
Big shout out Wasim.
Thank you so much,
That's my
Wasim.
man, yo. Wasim cool as hell.
I always see them online together.
You know what's funny? Wasim actually inspired me to put out my first book and publish my book. He actually told me about the company Create Space, which later changed their name to Kindle Publishing. But big shout out Wasim, man. Great dude.
Also, before we go, y'all, before I wrap up, I didn't mean to wrap up yet, but rest in peace to John Witherspoon.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
and I'm
Pops, man.
like Pops, like.
Just look at his energy, man. Like that's Pops.
That one hurt for me. I was
man.
like, man, I wanted him at least to 85.
Here's the thing: is there's been so many false memes about him dying over the years.
Yeah, right?
I wasn't sure at first either.
I thought this was fake.
And then by the time I woke up in the morning, I seen it so many times. I'm like, oh man, he's really died. Like that's crazy.
R.I.P. Pops though, man. Bang, 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 bang,
Some
bang.
hot sauce on my burrito.
35, but you live. You live to fight another day, son.
Right.
Shout out Pops.
You ain't got to go on.
Rest in peace, John Witherspoon. Again, thank you. You can follow me on Instagram, Roasty_Perez, Avita Spencer on Facebook. Gibby, go ahead and shout yourself out.
You can follow me on everything at Chris Gibbs MM. Check me out. We actually have a Halloween party free for the kids tomorrow, 140 Grand Street. The Inner Circle will be helping sponsor that event. Come down, check it out from 5 to 7. It's going to be a great time.
Absolutely. Emrys.
Hey, Kitchen. Can you guys like the Kitchen 216 page or follow it? Kitchen 216 on Instagram, on Facebook. You don't have to follow me.
Yeah, follow her IG. Lots of just delicious food. Thank you again so much for this food. And
I'm ready to get the
Preem, you want to
food.
shout yourself out real quick, our cameraman for the day?
Yeah, shout out to me.
He's a cameraman. No.
Because I don't understand why the camera had to be just like right on me the whole time.
Big shout out to Supreme.
It looks like it is, but it's
Big shout out to Supreme, man. Supreme is really the LeBron James of this, man. He's the host. He's the cameraman. He's the engineer. He's my arch
He
nemesis.
wasn't our gracious host today.
Right, I mean, yo, man, he really does a lot, man. Big shout out, man, Supreme, man.
Thank you. And thank you for
I
working
feel a
with me.
little little tension over the camera versus this way. There's a little. They keep giving each other like these little,
Because they didn't get to beef today like they usually do, so
Like,
they itch
yeah.
it. They itch it to argue.
But I knew me and Chris would bump heads because let me tell you.
I could have really went
No,
on that
I
topic,
appreciate-
but I ain't want to shut it down.
but-
Oh, we finished.
yeah, I appreciate
Yo, all right, y'all, we out of here. Peace.